Howdy, y'all. How goes it? Levi Member Solutions. I'm over here with Villain Support. Hope you're all having a wonderful Acme day. We're going to be doing breakfast today. Kitties are getting fed right away, so if you want to donate, you can, but they are getting fed right now, so there won't be a kitty in the window, I guarantee it, not for a while. If you are new here and you want to know what that all means, $25 in donations directly to the channel, and we feed the kitties on stream an extra treat. Obviously they are getting fed right now, though, so usually when food goes out the door, they kind of ignore the window. Hey, Levi, Mark, and Steven.
When food goes out the door, they tend to ignore it.
When food goes out the door, they tend to ignore it. Jeremy, the kitty tax. $10 for the kitty tax. Sandra, how you going? So we're gonna wait for everyone to file in. There's gonna be some changes to the morning stream, with breakfast and dinner streams overall. They're not changes that I'm honestly happy with, but I do understand them. So we'll wait for some people to file in, and then we'll kind of go from there. Breakfast today is going to be pretty simple, pretty easy. I've got potatoes O'Brien. I've got some leftover sausages here, brats, not sausage, brats. And we're going to cut up the brats to add to the potatoes O'Brien. And I'm also going to, I've got a couple eggs that need to be used up. Here they are. We're going to cook the eggs. We're going to cook the brats, cook the potatoes O'Brien, all that. Make them fatter. Levi must breed his giant kitties. Okay. To rule the world. If he lets me pick him up. Hi, puppy. Are you going to run for me today? Is that even open? Ah, shit, it's open. Damn. I was going to show Max off because he decided to wake me up this morning. Run, Max, run. I love how everyone here knew that. So, changes to the morning stream. Changes to the morning stream. Do we want to talk about that now, or we want to wait a little bit? Ryu just went outside, so they're not in here right this second. So, if you guys were in the last night's stream, Chris was not aware of how we handle politics during the morning stream, how we talk about them, and stuff like that. And it's been very freeing to be able to do that on this channel, or in general. We don't go into too much depth. We cut conversations when we need to cut them, but we still had those talks. We still had those discussions. We don't talk politics. We talk struggling. Well, unfortunately, the reality is that a good portion of our talks, good portion of the morning streams were always a let's just chat, right? We didn't have a bunch of conversations about verses or anything. It didn't feel like work, is what it boils down to. It didn't feel like the other streams that I do. It was a let's get together, let's get to know each other, let's have discussions. And there have been some heated ones, 100%. There have been some heated ones where I go, okay, we're done talking about this. Let's move on, right? And I think personally, it's important to have those discussions in a way, in an area that is accepting, because otherwise, how are you going to have them if you don't have those doors open to be able to have those discussions? Ian, it's not your fault. I have told. I've had the discussion with Chris. He's been here during these. I can guarantee you can find other live streams where I've told him about these streams where we've talked about them, and it hasn't been as big of an issue. We had a thing happen the other day, though, on the Discord, and I think that's influencing part of this. But also, it's not. I know where he's coming from. I do. But for the first time in a while, actually the first time ever, I didn't want to go live. And not because I wasn't awake or I was in pain. I'm like, yeah, those two, but like I felt well enough to do a stream. I didn't want to go live because I didn't want to be filtered. I didn't want to have to sit here and consciously think of what not to say. And I like sat and I was like, okay, what other things do we do during these moments? Well, we do real talk. I can't do real talk anymore. Steven, there was a piece of art that got posted that I gave permission to be posted, and as long as it had a spoiler warning, and I forgot that it's a harsh, no real life politics rule, period. But that doesn't have any bearing on it. I think this would have happened either way. The fact that we can't do real talk in the same way. Oh, this just sounds ominous. I thought about ending the streams. I've thought about what is the reality of me moving it over to my channels, which is piss poor, to be honest. A lot of my channels can't be monetized. A lot of my channels are dead for one reason or another, and they're not dead because of politics. I want to make sure that's clear. I don't know if Chris thinks that they died because of politics. No, they didn't die because of politics. I didn't even have politics when they died. Well, I had politics. I didn't have them on the platform. They just went crap. And I haven't been able to fix them. I don't like having to be filtered. My channels exist mostly in part for when I want to do more political comedy. And I don't do it very often because I've changed my writing style to fit this channel quite a bit. Because it's easier to do that, to just go ahead and record like that. Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. By the way, you got told hi.
Hi.
They say hi back. So I don't know. This is what I'll say. I am not sure the future of these streams as they are, because I find it boring just sit here and not talk about real life when part of the stream thrived because those are the conversations that we had. We had them in a healthy, non-judgmental, usually, manner. We talked about the reality of science and stuff like that. It wasn't a political falling out. It was Chris rightfully saying, hey, we don't do politics on this channel at all. And by doing political stuff during here, it still reflects on the channel. And I was like, well, that's kind of true. But also I've made it clear multiple times. We can talk about life still, just don't go into politics of it. Here's the problem with that, Stephen. How? That is the equivalent of saying, and I'm going to be honest with this, that art doesn't have politics in it. Art is all political in some fashion. Even a kid's painting, whether you like it or not, is political. The freedom of expression is political by nature. We went to war for it. Life is politics. Silence is compliance. Yeah, I agree with that. But I do agree with Chris. I have a weird thing about this. I agree with Chris. I know where he's coming from. There needs to be a place where you can go and you can rest and you can be welcomed. And I made it clear on these streams that that's still the case for these streams. However, if politics get brought up, they have to be talked in a manner in which is, let's learn. So, one second. It's hard to find spaces where we can touch on things that affect our world and be respectful of those discussions and expression. Slayer, that is a perfect way to put it. Send that to me. That's a perfect way to put it. And that's what this morning stream and dinner stream were. Unless I felt like things got out of control, in which I was like, let's shut it down, let's move the topic, right? But last night, things got political, 100%. The conversations that got talked about, regardless of the administration, we have to go and have to say, it's like, oh, it doesn't matter what administration. That much is true, but it's still a political topic. Sorry about last time. Also love that shirt. Thank you. I like this one too. This is a very dirty spatula. I'm struggling to use it clean, and I need it clean because I need a spatula. It doesn't mean we can't do these streams, right? Are your videos not? Oh no, our videos are art. And this in and of itself is similar to a political talk. Star Wars is very political. Star Wars is huge on our channel. We have a lot of Star Wars sketches. We don't shine a light on it. We don't focus on it. Except when we do the insurance claim stuff. But that's more of a capitalistic nature, which is in itself political. But you'd be hard pressed there are people, and rightfully so, that will go, well, that's not political. I don't consider that political. And what it is, in all honesty, is not wanting to think about it, wanting to have the space and laugh without thinking about the crap that comes with it. Gentle Zen, I'll give you one. Thank you. All I say is many of the things which may be considered political in the U.S. aren't considered political in the UK. It's a very fuzzy line. A question if you're down to answer. James, art has political, and it has been used to express one's feelings and values about, and sometimes in a call comedy way. Those of us with disabilities could be institutionalized against our will. Yep. Have an Acme Day. Have an Acme Day means to have the best day you can possibly have. That's true. But yeah, so I was, I woke up early because Max woke my ass up, and so I was sitting there, trying to decide, do I even want to stream anymore? As I know that sometimes when one is hurting, emotional, physical, one doesn't want to be touched. Oh yeah, no, you're good. Lilo and Stitch has been used for examples of social politics and concerns on health systems in the country. Yeah. Respect everything you do. Let's keep the illusion that here is a safe place to be. Correct a few jokes. It's best to try and segue off of all. And here's the thing, Irving. Here's the thing. It's not that I didn't already do that, but I also made it clear that we could talk. But one of the great things that I enjoyed about this stream, and don't get me wrong, there's been plenty of streams that I've deleted because they got too real. But that we could sit and have these discussions. We could talk about the issues that are plaguing us in general without having to dance around the subject. This was an open forum of respect. It was. Ian's right. This was an open forum of respectful discussion. And it's not the first time Chris has shut things down like this. The reason why my channel existed was for the same reason. And then we started adding more adult humor, and I found ways to do political jokes and everything. So things evolved. But that can't happen in the live streams. That can't happen because there's no point in allowing it. It's just going to get shut down again. Again, I understand it. I do. Social media, influencer, mainstream media, if any of them got in their platform, get involved. So, to be clear, Irving, it's not faux political. I want to make sure that's clear, and I don't know if maybe that didn't get clear through Chris. I think you've been for some of these. I shut things down when they get sour, right? But the reality is, if we go and we start talking about the medical system, politics get brought up. And I've several streams, I'm like, let's not. I don't feel like it today. I've had several streams where I'm like, I don't want to get into this day. Right? And yeah, Sandra, he's right. Chris cusses way more now than what he used to. He's growing into his comfort and character and everything like that. But I made it clear. It was like, one of the things I don't want to do too much of is I don't want to make this the same stream that we have when me and Chris are on the platform. You know, the Tuesdays and other ones. I wanted this to be a different type of stream. This is a let's chat, let's talk about what's bothering us. I've got to know a lot of you because of this type of stream. I've got to talk with you guys about this type of stream. We've got to hear your voice in a safe manner. I've made it clear again, and Chris made it clear last night, we're intolerant of intolerance, right? And Steven's made a good point. There are a huge portion of our audience is from overseas. When it comes to the UK, I'm 100% turning on the pineapple, turning up with pineapple pizza. But there's some things that, like, if Steven or somebody from the UK would bring up that would be political over here, they wouldn't consider it politics. It's just their day to day. It's not what they would consider politics, but it's 100% a hot topic over here. And we don't talk about hot topics, or even during the morning, because like, oh no, we don't need to do that. So it's like, I don't know what to do. We're gonna have to. I don't like being policed on a stream that I've built this much. And that's effectively what I'm going to have is I'm going to have to be reminded, because I'm going to be out of it. I'm going to have days I'm out of it and I'm going to bring something up. I just know it. It's just how my brain works. It's lovely if I had a clean lid. If I had a clean lid right now, I could steam these and get them to thaw faster. Let's see if we can clean one of those. Yeah, that's not that you guys won't remind me, right? It's not that you guys. I know you guys would, right? I know you guys would be like, hey, don't talk politics. Here's the problem. Where's the line? What is okay to talk about and what isn't? Now let's talk about rent. Well, that's political. Can't talk about that. The reality is it is political. Can't talk about modern current events. That's true. But that also means we can't talk about how frustrating things are. I can't tell you what I've done in my day-to-day life sometimes that I would normally share with you guys and be like, hey, did you guys go and do this? Well, that's cool. You know, I can't have those real discussions that we normally have. Yeah. I understand no one's going to care. I understand that. Well, that's not true. There's people. I can't help but to feel along the silence of compliance line. It's not in this case. I know what's going on. I know the reason behind it. We almost lost our account once on Facebook, right? I get it. 100% get it. But like what was brought up earlier, is that this wound up being a place that you could safely talk about that stuff. The way it affects, you don't talk about the system itself. The problem is that no matter what, you did at that point, you're just screaming into, it's not even screaming into the void. You are doing half truths and half lies and half this and half that. Like it gets very frustrating to be like, I can't talk about why this bothers me, even though I know why it bothers me. And we can't do it if you know, because there's plenty of people who don't know what's going on. I have teeth problem because of fluoride. Do you want to know why we don't have fluoride in our water? Can't tell you why anymore. It's a political topic. 100%. When does policy become censorship? We can brainstorm ideas like cooking with Levi. I'm sure. Yeah, we can do that. I enjoyed what this turned into. Real talk. That's what it was. We've had entire days where we just bullshit and we all bitched about what was bothering in our lives. You know, what's going on that's causing issues and frustrations. And why did those issues and frustrations happen? Well, we can't talk about the why. And it can be very therapeutic to talk about the why as long as you don't go and dive too far in. When you live in the system, everything's a cog. There's my social interaction outside of a couple people at work. There's a bunch of friends talking about life together and having a meal in the process. It's true. Levi, 100%. But let me put it this way. Because I know there's a bunch of people here and like, well, you can't talk about politics. When you can't sit down with a bunch of friends and have a civil discussion at all, you have to filter yourself. It's no longer a discussion with friends, it's a discussion with individuals. And it's not even a discussion with individuals, it's small talk. I hate fucking small talk. I fucking hate small talk. And I don't wanna come into a live stream and be like, I can't talk about the bullshit that happened yesterday because the bullshit happens to be political. I can't talk and somebody piped up and was like, hey, I had this happen. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I gotta shut you down. You can't talk about that. That's a political topic. I don't want to do that to somebody. I want to be like, shit, no, I get what you mean. No, it fucking sucks. Sorry, I'm saying what it was not what's going to happen. It's true. We're all political people. Not talking about it is almost impossible. True. I don't know, guys. I'm frustrated, is what it boils down to. I get the reasoning behind it, and I understand it. I look at other channels that do comedy. I look at other channels that have outright done things that we refuse to do. I understand the reason why we refuse to do it. But at a certain point, how does that not harm the channel? At what point do you go, well, now it's harming the channel. We can't talk on this. We've had that. Can't do any absolute Batman sketches. Absolute Batman sketches can't be done. If you don't know why, look up the political nature of absolute Batman. Can't touch absolute Batman right now. And trust me, I would have so much fun with absolute Batman right now. I've had entire weeks where I go, I can't think of anything to write because I have to censor myself to a degree that's almost unhealthy. Do you yeetus the fetus too much? Oh my god, that's a funny. Oh, I love that joke. I love the yeetus the fetus. Yeetus the non-fetus is what it was. Yeetus the non-fetus. And even that joke almost got cut, to be perfectly honest. That joke almost got cut. I'm really glad it didn't. It got cut in future sketches, though. I don't know if you guys noticed. We couldn't reference it. Chris was like, well, I don't want to reference it too much. And I was like, yeah, but it's talking about the previous sketch, and we've done that plenty of times. And I was like, yeah, but it's, and what the reality is, the political joke. So it got cut because didn't want to repeat it, but also because of its political nature. Logan, it's just I'm not sure where these streams are going to go anymore. Many times where the breakfast streams get more traction with community than the main line. That's true. The breakfast and dinner streams oftentimes I sit on average about 30 to 40 people between the socials. Not a single social, between Twitch, by the way. If you have Twitch and Prime, you can support us without costing any dime. YouTube, which is where a good portion of our audience, and Facebook. I don't go live on TikTok. I haven't felt the need or desire. Chris is planning to go live on TikTok more often here soon. And that could very well be part of the reason for a lot of these changes. Not to say that I won't join them or anything. Get these eggs cracked. I'm just frustrated. And we can talk about our frustrations. Because of the overseas views. TikTok in general is way more political than anything we've discussed. That's true. It is. I heard TikTok is kind of broken in the US. It is. The views are way funky on there. And if they don't pick back up, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. You can always call Ultimate Batman and check. We can't touch that universe at all. Anything attached to that universe is, in essence, political right now. I have seen people on our previous post go ahead and start bringing up the politics of that particular thing. And it's just like, where's my salt? Where's my salt? I'm salty. So that's the thing. Is trying to figure out what we're going to do with these streams. An Irishman lost his soul. This is basically just hash. If I had a different spatula, I could have made crispiness, but the spatula I have is not great. It's more for mixing and scooping than it is for dipping. There's two of us here. They're direct, they're engaged. Yeah, that's another thing. It's like I love being. What about Snapchat? I'm not doing Snapchat. I'm not touching that. Snapchat feels like you're gonna catch something. I'm not touching Snapchat. No. I'm good with that. What about Snapchat? Fuck no. Snapchat. You kidding me right now? Do people make money off of it? Sure they do. I am not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Yeah, and so there is way more lusty and crazy than any other place I have seen. Also, it is more of a dying social than any other social media thing so far. I can make fun of all three because I'm all three. I hate to think about it this way, but with the economics of the lose of these lives change Chris's perspective on you doing. Sandra, I make about $600 to $800 roughly on the live streams. So yeah, but it would affect me more than it would him. Because that's income that is directly proportional that I'm creating, right? Also, that would be stupid. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be like, hey, look, let me do this during these live streams. No, it's his channel. He wants to create it and then be a specific way, and I understand the reason why. I'm just frustrated. And I'm trying to figure out where we go. And this is the type of thing we can talk about. We can talk about our frustration. This isn't even, it's about politics, but it's not talking about politics. This is the good way of it. And because we have a direct correlation of like, hey, what is this from? I can go like, well, it's not politics in and of itself. It's the nature of getting said, hey, we can't talk about this kind of thing. Say it without saying it in a way. Yeah, I need salsa. Oh, my back. Oh, ow. Oh, my back. Why does salsa have to be clear behind there? Oh, never mind. I found some. Listen. Oh, yeah, the Ben 10 stuff? Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Had more political threats from Ben 10, or not political, more threats and violent tendencies from people talking about Ben 10 that I ever did in the political crap. It should be off, not on high. Fuck, that's why shit was still burning. 1 second. Shit. Wondering why I'm smelling my stuff burn when I turned off the heat. It didn't turn off. Fuck. That's supposed to be reuse food if they were hungry. I need a little bit of ketchup and a little bit of mustard. Yeah, a little bit of ketchup and mustard. I could throw sauerkraut in here. Does it sound weird adding salsa, ketchup, and mustard? Maybe, but I know the flavor profile. And I like the flavor profile. I like really odd flavor profiles. And like you guys said, we've talked about food stuff in here plenty of times, but it's not what I want to talk about 24/7. I don't want that to be the only thing that we talk about. People get bored of that shit. Wait, what loss of support are the live streams ending? Are the live streams ending? I don't know. The normal live streams won't end, but these breakfast, lunch, and dinners, I don't want to end them. But they get dramatically shorter if we can't be open with each other. Hey, old age is catching up with you. Yeah, it's been happening for years and years. What are you talking about? Do I have anything else I want to add to that? Or yeah, I think that's good. I think I had a burrito the other day. Like the reason I need to GoFundMe is because of medical bills catching up to us and rent being twice it was, and a lot of the debt from the other house getting carried over to this new house while having higher bills has not helped. So are you doing the whole timer? What do you mean timer? Or did you say like how you doing old timer? Look, I get it doesn't look appetizing to a lot of people because it's a lot of mush. But also, I can't have hard foods right now until my tooth is fixed. So the rest of this month is straight up gonna be a lot of soft foods. You're gonna be eating, like, I've eaten plenty of soft foods on stream, but like I usually still have like bacon and stuff like that. I can't. I'm gonna get sick of soft foods, so I'm gonna get sick of. But like, let me have a hard taco. I can't even have a hard taco. I'm bit into a chalupa taco thing. It's a little bit harder. That fucking hurt. That was like, don't care for that. It's just the bad pressure feeling. Bacon makes teeth hurt. It does. Fucking sucks. I'll have bacon. Nothing crunchy. Chewy's fine. Sticky is like a little bit harder. I gotta be careful with sticky. Chewy's fine as long as like I don't chew on this side the most. I had to get a root canal. I took, because I have money set aside for rent. Again, thanks to a lot of you guys. And I had to take from the pile of money that's for rent specifically to put towards that. And this last month, we finally got to a point where we're like, okay, we're no longer using, like, things are evening out. But they're also hurting. So like money is finally going into the account, and it would have stayed there, would have equalized itself. It hasn't quite been going up, but it equalized, and like, okay, I've got like 4 months of rent as back up, and that's more than a lot of people have. But it was enough to like give me a little bit of breathing room, and I've had to use that this month because of my teeth. I had to use that to buy a computer for my kiddos, since the one I got is powerful enough for me, and my kiddos are just going to use the laptop, and I can use it to monitor streams and whatnot once I get everything set up. Their homework comes first, though. Because, and this is the great thing about my root canal, it will be covered underneath me doing a deduction. My face is part of my moneymaker. I want to keep my teeth. Statistically speaking, though, when you have a full mouth of teeth and everything, you do get better views. So it'll be a tax write-off, but it's affording it to begin with. If I got it ripped out, I would have to have a tooth replaced, and that costs more than a root canal does. Shake that money maker. Yeah, don't lose your teeth. It's not great. My husband is listening to the stream. He's wondering how you check with local dental colleges to see if they can check your teeth. Local dental colleges are great. We've used them. It would cost about the same no matter what where I'm at. Like the root canal is going to cost me $600 to $700 either way. This way I'm doing it through insurance, and because I'm doing it through insurance, I can write it as like, hey, I use my insurance to pay for this. And then on top of that, because I'm, this is part of me being here, being live and everything, I can write that and be like, hey, I had to do medical care for myself. I gotta look it up, but like I know that's a thing that you can do. I just gotta look up where I put the deduction because I've done it before for insurance deductions, but I haven't done it for the content I create and stuff. Mm-hmm. Sandra, it did for me too, Wheeling. What? What'd I miss? What'd I miss? Wheeling Dragon was saying something and I missed something. Has been listening, aged, rest of the way. You talked about bacon. Almost had to get a replacement for a bad infection, yeah. Which reminds me, if you have not taken your medicine, this is a good time to take it. I'm about to take mine I'm gonna do that now. I got a little bit of food in me. We're gonna take my medicine. You made a face made for radio. Ouch. Favorite flavored oatmeal. I like oatmeal in general. Let's start selling your feet pics. No, thank you. You made it cost just to be here to watch last night's stream. You offer him enough cash, costing $885 out of pocket for 12 teeth removal. Yeah, if you remove them, it's not the cosmic popped up before villain. Well, see that's the thing I'm thinking of is that there is the reality that I could switch on over, but again, it's not monetized, and it won't be on Facebook. So we have a portion of our audience that want to see it. How do I get that audience over to my channels? I would have to get my audience. I would have to get the audience over to this channel. That means I still have to be live here, which means I still have to abide by the rules of the stream, which is, again, I don't have a problem with the rules of the stream. I'm just frustrated. It makes it sound like I do, but it's more along the lines of like trying to restructure things. Too many large pills at once. The lucky jacket from Jake and Josh. So far, the Tailor of Terror has also been one of those original characters that has not interacted outside of an established universe. So I'm not sure where that one's going to go. But by having original characters that, like the Bumbling Time and the Tailor of Terror and stuff like that, that doesn't interact with other IP, it gives us the freedom to monetize those in different ways that we haven't done before, like having comics and TV shows and stuff like that be made of them. We'll start a Patreon where you can have your videos uncensored. we have all the stuff up there, right? Set up, and I feel like if we got to a point to where that money was stable, I think we would be good. But did you hydrate? Have you eaten? Have you taken your meds? And if you have, what'd you eat today? What'd you drink? Don't tell me your meds. Is your silver double-sided or something? Yeah. I got a spork. This particular one is, you got the knife right here, but it's in a way I can do that. That was one of the things. I wanted the knife still there, but I wanted it in a way, and it didn't hurt. This is a TAPIRUS, not sponsored. You got a good fork in there. What I like is the fork still has a bend to it instead of being super flat like most of these are. You got a spoon, which is a full spoon. I really like this. I got them a couple of years ago on Amazon. Oh, there was a star chat I was going to read last night. I favored it, and I was going to read it last night in the voice of the Tailor of Terror, and I didn't do that. And it helped that my back's hurting because I had to sit up and I project from here for that voice, which is good. It causes pain. Let's say that this is my head. It causes pain right there in the same spot on the exact opposite side. And that pain radiates up and out. So the irony is, Tailor of Terror does not cause me harm to my voice. Super easy to do. It does, however, cause me harm physically. Yeah. See, it's right there. It's got a serrated edge. I've used it plenty of times. Ow. The Joker laugh, however, agreed. The Joker laugh, however, that one causes harm. the Joker voice in general. Corbin, I'm basically eating hash. Potatoes O'Brien, which is potatoes and vegetables. Sausage, egg, cheese, sauces, hash. Jeremy, I'll have to go take a look at that later. I don't know, guys. As it stands, this live stream will probably get deleted. Well, deleted off the main channels. Oh, just random thoughts. Got to figure out what I want to do. I don't have my computer set up in here right now. I told you guys last night that we were cleaning. A bunch of stuff got moved to clean the living room. And then that stuff got kind of went through, but not completely. It has not been cleaned up. So my table is a disaster. And it'll be like this probably for a couple weeks, to be honest, because it'll be like I work in this go. We've got drinks and stuff that need to be used up. They'll just simply get used up and then thrown away. Things will kind of get taken over. Either that or there'll be a day where it's like, okay, now we can concentrate and do. Oh, the kids! I think the kids have winter break coming up soon. If that's this week, then the table will get cleaned really quickly. Your hubby has a coworker who is also a fan. That's awesome. Tell him I said hi. Yeah, I want to get back into the Villa News Network stuff. That was really good too. Do you have liver mush out there? It would be soft but slightly crispy. I don't know. I can't afford liver. Liver is expensive. Like we went out to get food because the discounted, because I bought discounted meat. I froze it the day we got it. To be clear, I froze it the exact day that we got. We got home immediately, put it in the freezer. Pulled it out, thawed it out, went to go use it. It was bad. Should have been used the moment we bought it. Sometimes that happens. You have winter break in February. That's on. Yeah, we have winter break in February. They're calling it winter break. Oh. But I had pork. And then the onion was bad because what was going to happen, I was going to make a big batch of curry. That would have been great because I would have had curry this morning instead of this, which flavors are fine. It's just not what I want to eat. There's only so much, and I'm eventually going to be starving myself because like I just don't want to eat anything, but I can't eat certain foods. I'm going to get to a point where it's health-wise, it's not going to be great. The Brad side, I'll lose some weight. Stephen can vouch for the fact it's not a good way to lose weight. Stephen, you're gaining weight back, from what I understand, right? You're getting better. You're putting back on the pounds in a healthy manner. See, this is what I was talking about, though. Like being able to have real talk like this. It's like, where's the line? What can we talk about? So we're gonna have to explore things, and I don't know. I just don't know. I don't mind getting told that I can't talk about stuff. Having to tell you guys that you can't talk about stuff is what bothers me more. I really don't like the idea of you can't talk about that unless like we were all in agreement. Like, oh no, we've talked too much about this subject. Let's move on. Man, I want to lose weight. Let's swap. About 1/3 of Levi. Yeah. About as heavy as I've ever been. Depends on the type of meat and how you have it wrapped up. We have a lot of predators. So the xenomorph stuff. Aliens, right? And we gotta explore that. We do. And like realistically, we can't make them like the predators. We can't make them. They gotta still be badass because they are. And the xenomorphs. Did you know that the xenomorphs are also way more political than what you think? Might be why you don't see many of those movies anymore. You can marinate the liver. It is a flavor sponge. It's a very good flavor sponge. Very annoying to cook with, though. You want to lose weight healthy and currently you're. I'm heavier than you, Slayer, because I save nom for others, so my energy is low. I need to get back into working out and everything again. Try to lose the pounds. For the record, we're not fat shaming here. I don't like that. I have a thing where be happy with who you are. And if you're happy and healthy, whatever, right? I'm not going to body shame anyone. But if I call myself fat, if I say I need to lose weight, I don't want people going in the stream, you're fine the way you are. No, I don't want that. It's not what I want. And it's just like with my youngest kiddo, he needs to lose weight. And there's a thing where you don't want to do it in a way that like hurts them detrimentally mentally, right? But at the same time, getting them to understand that like, look, you are like the doctor says you have to lose weight. I don't want my kid to have a heart attack while he's a kid. That's my concern. And so I'm trying to get him to understand. It's like, look, you can't eat all day long. You got to eat meals. We need to exercise more. I'm not going to call him fat, but I was like, look, we're too big, buddy. And so I always use myself as an example. I was like, look, me and you are not a healthy weight. Yeah. And to be clear, a healthy weight, this what bugs me, because so many people go, it's like, well, a healthy weight means that you're this small. And I was like, no, it's not. I've seen people who are 120 pounds and they're not a healthy weight because they don't have any fat on their body. They have virtually no muscle, like they are effectively skin and bones. Right. I've seen, yeah, I know who Liam is. And I've seen the exact opposite. I'm healthier now than when I was a kid and I weighed less. But at the same time, I do have issues. And BMI is not a great indicator because it changes depending on the person. Some people legitimately are healthier at a larger quote unquote weight in larger body mass index. It's balancing keeping them physically healthy without crushing them. Yeah. We're on that weight page in our family. Is not him eating part of it is not waiting to eat. Yeah, it is. And that's an issue. He has a problem with not even remembering what he's eaten. I have that problem too, to be honest. But I can go from not eating all day and I don't remember what I ate. And did I eat breakfast this morning? And be like, oh shit, no, I forgot that I didn't eat type of scenario. So exactly, they give average, but one shoe doesn't fit. No, it doesn't. It fucking doesn't. I don't consider this political. But but there are people who do. So I don't know. This is what I'm talking about, though. About the like, I don't know where we're at. Well, what topics can we talk about in depth safely? And we usually don't talk about modern topics because they're too hot. It's like this should be fine. I agree. I think that this should be fine. And Kiddo doesn't like me talking about him on stream a whole lot. To be clear, he didn't like me talking about his shortcomings, even though he's short. I'm sorry. He's my child. I'm allowed to be like, yeah, you short. Him and his mom. they both be short. me and Raven are like Raven's almost as tall, although Raven might have stopped growing. They might not get any taller. So this is the family of short people, and I'm like, hi. Oh. I agree. I believe in him. I know he's got this. It's just a matter of like, we need to get into the habit of working out. We need to get into the habit of doing things. I couldn't have the exercise bike up here because the type of exercise bike it is, it just takes up too much space. Although if he, and how hard he is on stuff, I couldn't justify bringing it up here. I would love to get him one of those ones that you can like set on the ground. And it's just like the thing that you turn with your feet. I think that would do him really well. But I need to get him a chair that he won't break. Does anyone know of an autistic friendly chair where he can like rock and move things and it won't break the damn chair? Because like he's broken 4 chairs since we've moved here. I spent more money on I didn't buy new chairs, mind you. But I didn't buy new chairs because I knew what he would do to them. Attach the exercise bike to an electric heater. Right? Well, he wants. To be clear, my son wants a very specific exercise bike, and I wasn't able to get it to him. It's the one that has a giant fan on it that you pedal and the fan blows. He wants one of those. He loves riding that. He would ride that thing all day long. He would just sit there and pedal it while playing a game. And I have no problem bringing that one up here because it'll cause circulation in the house, and that's fine. That's whatever. But I can't find one and get it transported, which is the key thing, is I don't have another vehicle, which is one of the reasons why I have the GoFundMe for if you want to support me directly, I have the GoFundMe. And one of the things for the GoFundMe is paying off the car. Because if I get the car paid off, I can then start saving money for a new car. I didn't put that in there, but that's exactly what we would wind up doing. The money that we would save from a vehicle would then go towards repairs / another vehicle. And it'd be one that I can actually haul shit into. Sensory floor rockers, specialized gliders. The inflatable stuff, he's broken. The beanbag chairs, can't do that. Cats, for whatever reason, treat them like litter boxes. How much do you have left on the card? 9,100 and change. Tai Chi, if I could get him to focus. Irving, your son and you are both autistic, yeah. Everyone in the house is on the spectrum. You totaled your car and you have to pay for one yourself. Weighted toys. Weighted toys he likes. We have a couple of those. You guys have seen him, right? He's very competent. He's doing pretty good in school. Part of that is because of his medication. He has ADHD medication and it helps him regulate quite a bit. Without that medication, he struggles a lot. Like, a lot. His medication's not cheap either. I will say, like, it's much cheaper with insurance than without. Without insurance, it'd be like $400 some. Because medical bullshit. Then you have my medication, and then you have all my medical bills. Then you have, well, the GoFundMe says it. I have literally been picking and choosing what medical thing to take care of, and I take care of my kids before I take care of me. I need to go and get them dental visits here soon. Yeah, I'm not going to look at a brand new vehicle unless the money exists to justify it. And if it does, I know what new vehicle I want. I want the Tello truck. I want the Tello truck because it's an electric vehicle. It's a truck. And the add-ons that I would add onto it would be solar powered stuff that would help keep it charged. And I did, by the way, we talked about the Tello trucks and like the effectiveness of putting the solar panel on a car. And I came across an account who has the exact same type of panels that the Tello truck has, but less of them because the Tello truck would have the one that I want, configuration I want, would have double the panels. And they're like, I don't have to realistically charge my car. It's just plugging it in charges it more efficiently. And like it was a cloudy day for them. I'm like, if I left my car here for an entire day, I would be charged. And I'm like, damn, that's fucking nuts. And where we would park the car would get a shit ton of sun. Like it's sunny right all the way up until it just goes dark completely. Like where we would park gets sun the entire time. I fucking hated Ritalin. Holy shit. I haven't heard. Oh my God. No, fucking hate Ritalin. Blech. Don't like it either. And that's not what he takes, but that I don't like it either. Just make sure you can charge off the house power as well. If you got to charge at a public charger, they're barely cheaper than petrol. Yeah, I get that. And that's definitely something that we have the ability to do. I don't think I'd be able to charge the car and do a whole lot in the garage if I charged it from the garage. But if I knew what was going on, I'd probably just, because we have a washer and dryer plug-in area, right? I would just run a cord because I don't have the dryer plugged in. I just have the washer, and the washer is the dryer because I'm ADHD. By the way, yeah, I know a lot of us here have ADHD. Get yourself. You will be doing if you do the research. I got the Samsung. But a washer dryer combo that washes and dries. If you have ADHD, oh, pardon me, is fucking phenomenal because I can put my laundry in there, start it, and I can forget about it. And I come back, and the only thing I have to do is, if I feel like it, put it through another dry cycle. But 90% of the time, I'm not worried about that. It's at least dry enough. It's not moldy. And you get into a habit of like cleaning out the lint trap. What I've done is like when because I have multiple people in the house, I pull it out and set it on top when until the load that's in there is taken out. Because if it's in, it means that load that's in there either needs to be ran or it is not done being run. And the way I find that out is if I open it up and the lint trap is dirty, then it's been ran, but it might need another dry. Yeah. And I can also, if I wanted to, if I got the Tello truck with the solar panels on it, I can get a 12-volt plug adapter so that it draws less than, it wouldn't be ideal because it would take so long to charge. But if it's got a solar powered on it and I can plug it into a 12 volt charger, I can plug that in and just let it sit there and basically trickle charge. And that would, honestly, for what we use the car with most times, especially with how long the car can sit, except for there's a few days out of the year that it's like, it's a bit of an issue. But the reality is that because we have two vehicles, if we're going to be doing an all-day trip, if we're going to be out all day, we should be using the other car. We should be using gas. But if, to go to work, to take the kids to school, do that kind of stuff, be much easier. And it'd be much cheaper in the long run. Oh yeah, no, I've seen washers and dryers that have been running for years and years, but I like the washer dryer combo because I don't know if they ate hash browns or if they sorted me. Okay, sending you a chair. My son is mad we don't have, but he loved at a friend's. Oh yeah, you're moving. You can't grab it yourself. I was literally just saying, get it for yourself, and I was like, shit, no, they're moving. They can't. I would say don't though, because I know you're in the process of moving. I want you to take the money that you would put on that chair and put it towards yourself, please. I know your situation. By the way, Slayer here is going through a move. If you guys, besides the GoFundMe, if you want to support me, if you want to support one of our great mods and people, you can also go donate to their GoFundMe. You can post your GoFundMe. No, I think you have to do a. No, it's a screenshot. Okay, good. I'll take a look at it. It's much cheaper if you're running off of house electricity. Yeah, and that's what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to try to do that. I think there's a plug-in outside, or I can probably pay an electrician to put one in. Might be better just for me to pay an electrician to be, if I get that. But yeah, Slayer, if you want to put in your coffee link, I think that one it won't kick back. If you guys want to go help them out, they're in the process of needing to move across state and everything. So I already know what I'm getting with tax return, new washer. Our tax return is going to get used on putting money back into the rent account, at least $1,000. Putting the money that I took to pay for the computer. I got to go out here soon and go cover a negative balance. I woke up to 71 and change, almost $72 in negatives, and I was like, oh, that's more than I planned. I got it down to 51. I have to go and pull money out of a different account, covering the negative balance. I don't want to have to go out, but I don't have a choice. And then shit's just expensive, man. Just everything. Yesterday we went and got food, and it was like $31. And we used the credit card to get like what is effectively a handful of groceries. Fucking stupid. I had plans to make the universe laugh. That reminds me, I'll be editing the Purge video. And again, thank you for that. That helped me out a lot, being able to sit there and do an improv video like that, make myself laugh, think about the Purge. I legitimately got distracted there for a second on the first take because I was like, wait a minute. My brain literally, instead of doing the sketch, was like, I need to actually look this up. And I was like, okay, now that I've looked it up, how long it takes to, how long the Purge lasts and everything, let's do this. And then I can focus. Because everyone loves to bitch about taxes. Plans for taxes are a laptop and another bookshelf for, my taxes are going to be used on bills. I'm not getting a whole lot back, but if they get approved, which they should, it's that. I might hire somebody to help me clean the house and get things straightened up. Slash maybe get the carpets deep cleaned, because there's only so much deep cleaning I can physically do, and even though I have everything to deep clean a carpet, it hurts me physically. And I have 4 kids and cats. Rather than wait until we move out to clean spots that need to be cleaned, because accidents happen, I'd rather just take care of it at least once a year. The Purge is perfect for expressing. Nick's caller want to lie about the DMV. The DMV. Well, we could have a whole series of Purge stuff. No, my license had never been suspended. Who would go to work at the DMV during Purge? Seriously, who's going to work at the DMV during Purge? Somebody's gonna call me out on the rules of a Purge thing. But fuck that. Does the Purge cover tax evasion? That's the point of the video that I'm making. that I did make. Do you think they'll give him the day off? It's the DMV. Oh my goodness. Oh damn. That is a little sore. It wasn't hurting yesterday. I woke up this morning in pain. I went to bed and it wasn't hurting at all. I did not feel it at all. And it reminds me of dry socket pain. When I had my wisdom teeth removed. That's the pain it reminds me of. Don't keep poking it. I know, I gotta stop poking at it. My OCD, I've got a thing and it's yelling at me to do it. A good portion of me wants to take a pair of pliers and just yank the tooth out. Like my brain is screaming at me. Like I've had that happen about regular teeth. The intrusive thoughts of like take a pair of pliers and you pull a tooth. That's one of my intrusive thoughts. Is to pull teeth. No, they don't have to be bothering me. It just and see, this is why I like this watch. I need to get a new one, but I can't afford it. Reminds me to get up, moving around. Someone gets fired on no one gets fired on the purge. No one should get fired on the purge. That's a mistake. Let me fire you before purge day. You know what? Maybe I won't. You really had to reset that when your back tooth was hurting. Nearly did it. And a streamer you enjoy has their people doing things like DoorDash or working at a convenience store. And honestly, I could see some bosses being so cruel as say work or be fired. Jigsaw moves to the purge universe. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Nothing he ever did would be illegal as long as he did it during the purge. All right, we're gonna swap spots. Everyone, we're gonna swap spots. We're gonna chat for a little bit longer, and then we're gonna call it. I have to swap spots. By the way, look, this is what I told you guys. We deep clean this. Look at this. Look how clean it is. We pulled this, and this is the Lindsay couch. This is one of the things I'm thinking about using, possibly using some of my refund on. It kind of just depends on where things go, how we are financially and everything. But kiddo wants something downstairs, and like, you know what would be good downstairs? This. And we need another side thing anyways for over here. We need another back over here. So if we got something, we set it up. But we're gonna wait to see about taxes. It's better. I like being able to sit on my couch again. By the way, art. For those of you who want to send art, they're like, oh, Levi doesn't have it on the back of the stream. I'd like to point out, I put it there. I got all this open space. Look at all that open space. Look at all that. Look at that open wall. Look at that giant open wall. Although there's a section of this wall that won't be used. Like there's a huge, like 80-inch section of this wall that won't be used. And that's because I have a projector and like I need to get a smaller TV. But the TV gets moved, projector gets put out, and we put a big giant TV for big family movie nights. But like I have all of this wall. I have the top portion up here. Ah! Damn it, child of mine, pick your shit up. Okay. I have over here. I have this. I put art on my doors when I have them because look. The amount of people, delivery agents, who take pictures of my front door is not small. Every time I get a new delivery guy, they take a picture of the package and then they move their cameras up and they take a picture of my door. Every time without fail. Every single delivery driver that has shown up and seen either one of my doors, which has I've got dark clink on one and the other one, because I have both of them. I've had them for years. See, this is the cosplay version though. So every delivery driver goes, click. You can never have enough wall art. I agree. It's been very beneficial having the art, and I need to go back and create some more art myself as well. I do want more. I love art. Sending it to you. Really had to resist what your back tooth was. Someone get fires on Purge Day. I'm trying to go back to the comments. Florida Warlock will protect the Wolf House. Absolutely, they would. One of the things I don't know if a collab's honestly going to happen, just because of scheduling. Like, it's not even on our end. I think he's just too busy doing all of his content right now and all the things he's got going on in life. I have no idea if or when a collab would happen. But there's a lot of people who are like, hey, you should collab with him. And that's because he's trending right now. And here's the problem: if he stops trending and people stop mentioning it, and when we do a collab, the collab could go because he's not trending, you know. So someone uses Purge Day to play the bagpipes. Oh, I would play the bagpipes even if it wasn't Purge. I could totally see people going, like, you've been playing the bagpipes every day and you decide to take today off. Yeah. That's like they play the bagpipes every single day except the Purge, specifically because they don't want to get purged. The guy who does what's his name? Madman Fenrir, I think is what it is. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. And his content, I figured out what it was. His content is reminiscent of early TikTok, like when TikTok was first taken off for everyone across the board. It wasn't just dances, it was everything. It's very early, shaky camera. This is how he does his content. He does this, does a character, does this, does a character. Nothing wrong with that. To be clear, nothing wrong with that. We effectively do that, but we've moved to stabilized cameras. We've moved to higher end everything across the board. Now he does use, I think, DaVinci Resolve to give himself backgrounds and stuff like that, but he doesn't care about virtually anything in there. And a lot of it is the exact same thing every single video. It is really hard personally for me to watch his content in bulk. I don't mind it here and there. I cannot and would not be able to stand watching an hour-long video of his. He has them. He has compilations. Turned it off after 3 videos because it's the same fucking video every single time. Like even with ours, which the Predator stuff, same concept, but you have different characters, you have different this, you have different that, you have different situations. They have different outcomes based on those situations. Has a basic formula, but his is pew 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 virtually every single time. And I get really bored of that. To be fair, I don't even watch our compilations very much either. Purge night, boxes of homemade chocolate chip cookies on the doorstep in a very sealed up home. Milk and cookies and sealing up the home. Hello, calories. I'm lactose intolerant and it's purge night, motherfucker. Oh, that is such a good idea. That is such a good idea. Someone needs to send me purge night, lactose and the purge night lactose intolerance. Getting sealed up in home, something like that. I don't know. Oh, can you imagine? Someone's revenge on somebody is breaking into their home, sealing every single thing, and going drunk. They're not gonna get in trouble for breaking and entering. They're not killing them. They're torturing them with smell. Oh my God. Memory is too good to watch many compilations or remember all the sketches. Steven, yeah, that's understandable. A lot of people have that. And we have that 24/7 stream. Should you purge night skits? Absolutely. Lightsaber fan made duels. Oh yeah. I'll talk to you all later. Need to go getting Ottery. Took your meds. I'm sorry, Debbie. I'm glad you took your meds, hash browns, and water and everything. More unfortunate families in the state. Maybe we can work together in folk to collect fans for a villain barbecue. Oh, that'd be cool. I would love to do a full on meetup cookout thing. That would be cool. I think a good portion of the fans are like in South Carolina or North Carolina, like over yonder. Yeah, that is part of my issue too. Is the like I'm holding a camera, right, and I'm shaking. His videos move so much. They're very dynamic, but they're not the dynamic of cinematic dynamics, where you have stable shots and then some scenes when you move become dynamic. His entire thing is nonstop dynamic, and that hurts. But his videos have gained a lot of traction for that too. Good idea for a video, bad idea in real life. What if the xenomorph evolved after face hugging the flood? Putting something in the cookies and the cookie makes the person who eats them have the runs. Check chow later. Have excuses to do food meetings. You're in the PNW. What's the PNW? I've been enjoying his Warhammer 40k lore dumps, and we don't know enough Warhammer 40k stuff. I think those videos would do really well, but that invites a whole audience that his new stuff is a little more stable. I've watched his new stuff, and it's still very much that same thing. I'm curious to see where he goes. He has the potential, kind of like Alec, to do some really good comedic stuff. And I'm personally not a fan of the paid Discord. Can anyone confirm if it's a paid Discord or if it's... Because like from what I've seen, it's a paid Discord. I'm not a fan of that. And I told Chris I'm not a fan of that. I don't mind having a specific area in Discord being for paid members and subscribers and supporters. But having the Discord as a whole be like, you can't join unless you give me money, rubs me off the wrong way. Pay a minimum of $3. No, fuck that. Fuck that. No. That's a money-making scheme. I'm not a fan of that. People want to be part of a community so badly that they're willing to pay to be part of that community. And they're like, well, it's a way to support the creator. Yeah, I get that. But it's Discord. Discord should be free. You should have an area where people can gather and chat and do stuff and be able to talk to you if you're in there. Pacific Northwest. Without having to pay to do that. Now, it's different if like you want specific screen time, and I'm probably in the VIP chat more often than I am in the regular chat sometimes, and I'll have conversations in there, and that's what that chat is for. He's got himself a pink outfit for it. He says a little more for the camera. The content is very SSD outside 40K. A little more for the camera. We're going to go downstairs for a minute. I'm about to call this bullshit. This is the thing. You want to create content. If you want to create content, this is $30. You want to create stabilized content? This is $30. You know what's really cool is the stand I have, right there. If I were to put that on my stand here, I could click it in instantly, but I don't have to. So I want to do this real quick. $30. Never believe the bullshit. It's different being like, I want a 40K, I want a 4K camera that you don't need to make content. You're not noticing the shake as much. Yeah, get behind the scenes stuff and you dig part in the live chat. Yeah. Now, I have been like, hey, I need this to do this. And it can get expensive. And then I've gone like, what if I go and do this, right? Phones are a very versatile piece of equipment. The back of your phone is probably one of the most powerful cameras that you can buy, and everyone has one. Yeah. No, I just I understand why some people want these higher end cameras. I do. Me and Chris have had long discussions about getting these cameras. You can have a potato, but unless your potato is like my kid's quality potato, like you can get a $200, and again, that's still a hefty price tag for a lot of people. Old like S22 Ultra, like what I have. There's a reason why VTubers use iPhones. Exactly. You don't even need a new iPhone. I've seen VTubers who are using like the iPhone 7 and it works perfectly. So this is what I'll say. I don't care who the creator is. I'm not calling him out directly on this. I don't care who the creator is. If they have a paid Discord, if they are going and saying, I can't make content unless I have this X and this X and this X, look into that more deeply, is what I will say. Look into that more deeply. Maybe it's a new creator and doesn't know, but if they've been doing this long enough, I guarantee you they know. When we were new, we made those mistakes. You need to get your dad's iPhone on look. Yeah. You can create a lot of good stuff with a lot of older phones because at this point, the S22 Ultra, which I use for my daily driver phone, and what I used to record on, it's a 50 megapixel front-facing cam, 108 megapixel back-facing camera, multiple widescreen, up to 4K resolution. This phone is the equivalent of a high-end camera in like 2012, a DSLR in a sense. Like, and if I wanted to finagle the settings, it could run very similar. Now, it will not record nearly as well as a DSLR, but for social media, a lot of the shit that you do on social media, 100%, definitely can. What comes into play is stabilization, lighting, sound, that kind of stuff. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars on a camera, but you might spend thousands of dollars on getting everything else outside of that camera. But all those other gadgets that you will be using on your phone will be able to be used on a DSLR. A good example of this is we know one of the larger creator, Josh Wee. He has a DSLR. He straight up said that he didn't need it. In fact, it like at one point he wasn't even using it. He was using his phone. He uses a DSLR because he has it, not because he needs it. He straight up said, like, don't worry about the camera, worry about your other stuff. Fix this, and this. This is a creator with millions of followers. And it was such an eye-opening experience. Like, yeah, I think I understand where you're coming from. That's bullshit. Right there, that's bullshit. You shouldn't need to do that. It's like rubbing salt on a wound. And then I can get extremely good videos if I can hold steady. Yeah. And I have camera stabilizations. I have a thing that I can hold and it will create a stabilized shot. I tend not to. Modern phones have better cameras than movie cameras were 15 years ago. Yep, they do. I believe what you're saying. Legit 2017 MacBook for your art creation right now. Don't need the newest to be creative. You really don't. Baden, you have a good one. So, like, if you want to get into content, pick up, start writing. Don't go to AI. Don't use AI. Because outside of the moral and environmental concerns and everything like that, you are doing yourself a disservice by using something else to create for you. If you create yourself, if you learn the patterns and learn how to do the things, it becomes much easier down the road to continue to do that. I'm not saying that you won't run into some issues every now and then, but taking the time to learn the skill benefits you across the board. Your bunnies like to attack phones. Bunnies be vicious. For the record, that's not even a joke. Bunnies really are vicious. They will eat everything. Work is finally over for the day. Steven, we were live all the way until you were in. I have to go. No, it's a case. He changed his password before he died, and now it's locked. Oh. They are making use of AI more at work. My resistance was futile. I've been assimilated. Well, hopefully AI doesn't come for your job. Anyways, I gotta go take care of a negative balance that I don't want to take care of because I don't have a choice. I gotta transfer. I think there's $52 left now. 51 and change, but I'll say 52 on the safe side. I'm getting a phone call from somebody. Trying to end the stream. Wish you all peace and minds for anybody in spirit and harmony among others. Until the winds blow your sail. Remember, taking one breath, one step, one day at a time. Until the winds blow your sails our way again. Have an Acme day. Have an Acme day. It's the villain. Have an Acme day. Will be retroactively billed to your account. Have an Acme day. And remember, have an Acme day simply means that the best day you possibly can have. Bye now. And yes, I will be deleting these in a moment. So have a good one.